Hello and welcome to the Elan Made Book Club. It's time to pick out my July TBR. It's summer and it's very hot and I've been out doing errands all day and so I'm sweaty and gross, and I also have like evening sunlight on this room. So if I look sweaty and gross, that's at least partly why. But I'm going to be using the reading challenges that I am participating in this year to pick out what books to read in July. I'm not gonna pick 12 books this month like I did for May and June. In May I read 12 books, and in June I think I've read maybe 4 so far, something like that. I'm in the middle of a couple of books, so I'm gonna pick maybe like 6 or 8 or something like that, just to have some options. And I have a couple of books already that I think that I'm going to just like keep on my TBR that I picked for June. And I have my little book bag here because I brought them to my cabin and then I had to bring them home again because I was only reading one of these books. But I'm going to keep Hours by Phillip on the TBR. This is my challenge book for the 3rd summer in a row, I think, and I'm going to read it. And you know, it's part of my big book summer challenge and all of that, and it's also for like prompts on my reading challenges, so this one is staying on. And I also am going to put Homebound by Portia Elan on my TBR. I'm hoping to be able to schedule a buddy read with Pat at Book Chat with Pat. We sort of happened to buy it pretty much at the same time, and so we just figured we can read it together, which would be a lot of fun, and we're just, you know, trying to figure out when is a good time. I'm excited about this one. This is a sort of time travel-ish sci-fi, but like with a lot of different things. There's like a floppy disk and video games, and I'm not really sure. But it's very pretty and it sounds interesting. I think those are the books that I have sort of decided beforehand, and now I guess let's look at the reading spa. I might have lost the link to it again. Okay, I found the thing. Let's zoom in so I don't know what the options are gonna be. The question is, when you go on holiday, how many books do you pack? Well, this was what I packed for like a weekend, but I don't usually pack that many if I'm going on like a holiday abroad. Like if I'm going to my cabin or I'm going like within Sweden, I might pack a few, but I don't think I would pack that many for like airplane and to another country. Also, that was a really long time ago that I did that, so I don't really know. I didn't used to read that many books in a month. Like I would have one book going, and so I guess I would bring that, and maybe like if I was at the end of that book, I would bring another. So maybe like 2. Maybe if I went on holiday now, I think I would mostly like listen to audiobooks and like, yeah, maybe bring 1 or 2 physical books, and then I would want to buy books there probably. So let's say 2. Okay, so the options are just 1 so I can buy more while I'm away. That's pretty close to what I said, I think. Too many is also not inaccurate. And then the last one is no books, just my e-reader. I feel like I'm all of those except for instead of e-reader, I would just say audiobook app. I think I'm gonna go with just 1 so I can buy more while I'm away. Are you doing other reading challenges? Yes, I am. Okay, so my prompt is read a book that fits a prompt from another reading challenge. That's perfect for me. Okay. That's very kind. Thank you so much. So which reading challenge do I pick then? Is it boring if I pick this one? Because this one fits a lot of prompts on my reading challenges, I think. I mean, this whole video is about books that fit my reading challenges, so like I could just pick any of them. I think I'm gonna go with a shorter book for this. I'm gonna go with We Are Green and Trembling by Gabriela Cabezón, Cámara, which is translated by Robin Myers. I had this on my June TBR as well, but I haven't gotten to it yet, but it was the option chosen in the poll pick that I did, and this is also going to fit some other prompts on reading challenges that I'm doing. So I think I'm gonna go with this one and pick this for my reading spa prompt in July. I guess I should say what it fits. No, I just did. Okay. So next, let's do my diversity book bingo. And for that, I have a bingo board with 36 prompts. So I roll 2 dice and see what coordinates I get, and then I choose one of the prompts that I can choose with that and see what books I can read for that. So yeah, let's do the first roll. 3 and 6. 6, 3 gives me seasonal. That could be good. And then 3, 6 is non-fiction. I've already read non-fiction, so seasonal. I do have the summer book by Tove Jansson, which I haven't read yet in June either. So, like, do I pick this one again? I feel like my July TBR is going to be exactly the same as my June TBR. Let's look and see if I have something else. Seasonal. Seasonal. I have The Serpent Dance by Sofia Slater, but this is set like at midsummer, and so that's just passed. So maybe not for July. Seasonal, summer. I kind of feel like I have to do the summer book. I do think that that's a bit boring, but like I don't think it gets more seasonal than this. The first sentence in this book is, "It was a very early morning in July and it had been raining at night." I think I'm gonna have to go with this one, even though I had it on my June TBR as well. I'm choosing the summer book by Tove Jansson. Roll number 2. 1 and 6. I feel like I've had this many times. Yes, let's do another one because I keep getting this one. 3 and 6, I just had that. 6 and 2, personal goal, which I've already done, and then 2, 6 is migration, which I've already done. Okay. 2 and 6 again. 1 and 5. So 5-1 is Generation, which I already read a book for in June, and 1-5 is Buddy Read or Read Along. I have Homebound for that, by Portia, Elan, so that works out. And then let's do roll number 3. Where's my thing? 5-1 again. I think something's wrong with these dice. 1 and 5 again. What are the odds that I roll 5 and 1 3 times in a row? That's ridiculous. Okay. 4-3. I'm pretty sure I've had this one as well. 2026 release and Buzzword. I've done these. Okay. 6 and 5. So 6-5 is ambiguous, and 5-6 is also ambiguous. How does that work? 5-6, 6-5. Okay, so they both land on... What? No, 6-5, then 5-6. Yeah, they both land on ambiguous. So I guess that's the one that I'm reading for. 6-5 is ambiguous, and 5-6 is also ambiguous. What? Am I stupid? Wait, 6-5-5-6. Yeah, they both land on ambiguous. Am I stupid, or is that correct? I can't. Ambiguous. Okay, the book that I had picked out for that is Dominion by Addie Citchens, and that doesn't arrive until August, so I don't have that yet. Let's see if I have anything else. I think this one could count. This is The Bitch by Pilar Quintana, translated by Lisa Dillman. And I just think the title could refer to, you know, the dog on the cover, or possibly the woman who is the main character. This is set in Colombia, so that could be a good option for my diversity book bingo, because I need some more books set in South America. So should I just go with this one? Okay, I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna go with this one. And so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th book on my TBR. I have the summer book for seasonal, Homebound for buddy read, and The Bitch for ambiguous. Okay. The next reading challenge is the Buzzword challenge by Kayla at Books and Lala. And for this one I only have 5 prompts left, but I'm not sure what to do here because the prompt for March, which is the first one I have left, is this and that. And for this one I have picked out one day everyone will have always been against this, and that doesn't arrive, my copy doesn't arrive until the fall. And then I have ordinal numbers for April and might go with that one. And then I have groups and clubs for August. I have read a couple of books for that, but I'm not sure if they fit the prompt very well. Then I have October, which is to read a book with a part of a house in the title, and the group read for Women in Translation Month in August is going to be The Door by Magda, Szabó, and that was one of the options that I had picked out for that prompt. So like I want to read that book and it's the group read, and so I just figured I'll just read that in August. And then for November the prompt is to read a book with an instructional title, and I have several options for that as well. But I am in the middle of Travel Light by Naomi Mitchison, and that would work for instructional title. So like I'm already, you know, halfway through this and I don't think I want to pick another one for that. That just leaves me ordinal numbers or groups and clubs. I do have a thriller on audiobook called The Second Husband, which sounds interesting enough. It's like a woman who has remarried a second husband, and I think that the first one died and now they're like suspicious of her. So that might be an option, and it might be fun to have a thriller on the TBR. And then for groups and clubs, I have Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I think I might go with the thriller for this one. That is The Second Husband by Kate White. And then I have the Buzzword cover challenge, also by Kayla at Books and Lala. And for this I have July left, so that would be an appropriate month because then I would have finished all of the prompts, you know, up until August. So that might be nice, just like, you know, aesthetically, and just like, you know, that feels right. And the prompt for that is to read a book with a metallic element on the cover, and for that I had picked out, where is it? A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, because this has a metallic door knocker on it. I guess let's go with this one. Yeah. Okay. This is sort of cozy horror. It's set in North Carolina, where there's a woman called Samantha who pulls into the driveway of her family home to find a massive black vulture perched on the mailbox staring at the house. And then something is sort of up with her mother who is living in this house. I feel like this could be a good summer read, even though it's like a horror book, but it's like, it's got flowers on the cover, so I think that's a good fit. Next I have the Read Good challenge by Ben at Ben Reads Good, and for this one I have quite a few prompts left, I think, and I don't want to read November or December now because November is, you know, it's got snow on the cover, and December is to read a book, a second book by an author that you've read from before this year, so I want to leave those for later. So then I have January, February, March and May, and for February I picked The Grapevine by Kate Kemp for June, so I might still get to that maybe. For May, which is the Made to Last prompt, I might count Travel Light for that one as well, because this was published in 1952, so that would definitely be before the year 2000, which is what that prompt is. The March prompt is to read an Oscar adapted movie. What? So the prompt for March is to read a book that has an adaptation which has been nominated for an Oscar. And I was hoping to read either Rebecca or Frankenstein, but I don't feel like any of them is for now, so then I guess I'm going with the January prompt, which is Scranuary, which is to read a book with food-related word in the title. My first choice for this was Honey by Imani Thompson, and then I've sort of heard not so great things, but I'm still curious to try that one. That might be an option. I have that on audiobook, and it's about this woman who decides to like revenge kill men for reasons. And then the other option also has the word honey in it. And that is Honeysuckle by Bar Friedman Tell, which is a romantasy, I think, which is not my typical genre. But this is a sort of horror-esque book. And this is said to be a feminist Frankenstein with flowers, which sounds good. Maybe I should have read Frankenstein before this, but like, I don't think I need to. This one has apples on the cover. This is set in the fall, so I feel like maybe it's not really the season to read this right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I care about the fall thing. I think I'm just gonna put Travel Light by Naomi Mitchison on the TBR because I want to finish this, and so it should be on the TBR. I might finish it in June, but you know, then I'll just have one less book to read. It's short and like gentle and easy, and I feel like it fits the vibe of summer, so I'm picking this one. Next up we have the Savidge reading prompts by Simon at Savidge Reads and Louise at Louise Savidge Muses. And I'm doing really well on this. I only have 2 prompts left. The first one is Challenge, and for that I have already picked Hours by Phillip Williams, which is on my TBR still. I need to get to that one before I add more things. So I don't think I'm gonna pick anything new from this one for July. And then I have my R Fantasy bingo board, which I think I'm doing pretty good with. I have read 5 books for this. No, 6 books for this already, and I'm working on a 7th. I kind of went a bit rogue in June. I picked up The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, and I enjoyed that one, and so now I'm listening to the second part in that duology, and so those will cover the duology prompts, which I had other books picked out for, and like other duologies that I wanted to try, but I don't know, I just felt in the mood to listen to something fantasy-esque and kind of lighthearted and fun, and I felt like The Rose Bargain would fit that, like just something to listen to before bed. It was a bit darker than I had expected, but like that was a positive for me. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well on the bingo board so far, shockingly. I also have Hours on my TBR already, so that fits, and Homebound could also fit into the bingo board somehow. I didn't pick it, but like I could. What to do? I think, right, I don't know. I think maybe I should just pick White Cat Black Dog for this and just get this done already. I just have one final short story left in this. It's about 60 pages, and when I've read that, I'm done. I'm picking this one. This is going on the TBR, and I will finish this in July. Okay, that's really boring. I want to read new books, but like I need to finish this. So with the audiobook, that's 9 books, but like these 2 I have already started, and they're not very long, and like I don't have a lot left in them. So these are basically like one book. Okay, maybe that's enough. I have one more book that I want to put on my July TBR. I got The Mantis by Kotaro Isaka when I was in Stockholm, but I didn't realize that this was part 3 in a series, and so I have since gotten parts 1 and 2, which like that was not my intention, but like if I have part 3, I'm gonna have to start from the beginning. So I would like to add, for the record, 3 Assassins by Kotaro Isaka to the July TBR, because I'm really in the mood for something like this. It's like, you know, assassins, and it's Japanese, and I don't know, I just feel in the mood for it. This is translated by Sam Melissa, and I'm gonna add this to the TBR. Okay, so this is my final stack. Hours by Phillip B. Williams, which is historical horror fantasy-ish. We Are Green and Trembling by Gabriela Cabezón Cámara, translated by Robin Myers. Literary fiction, I think, or historical fiction maybe. The Summer Book by Tove Jansson, about a girl and her grandmother, and they're on an island. Homebound by Portia Elan, which is science fiction. The Bitch by Pilar Quintana, translated by Lisa Dillman. Literary fiction, I think, from Colombia. Travel Light by Naomi Mitchison, which is gentle fantasy, I would say, and a classic. So that would work for my Classic 6 challenge by Suey at Suey's Book Banter, which I am very far behind on, but like that would help. A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, which is sort of cozy horror. I'm gonna finish White Cat Black Dog by Kelly Link with my final short story in that. And Three Assassins by Kotaro Isaka, translated by Sam Melissa. And this is a Japanese thriller. And then I also have The Second Husband by Kate White, which is a sort of contemporary thriller by an American author, I think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.